Hi, kindergarten, first and second grade leaders. We're preparing for November 24th in our series called Direct Message. In this series, we've been looking at the prophets. In this lesson in particular, we're getting down to God has warned the people of Judah that Babylon was going to capture them if they did not turn and worship God as their one true God. And so what we see happen in this one is that happens. King Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon at this time, and he overcame the nation of Judah and deported the people from Judah to Babylon into exile to work to serve him for 70 years. And through this time, God's prophet Jeremiah is there to help direct his people and to show them that he had not abandoned them. In fact, Jeremiah tells the people, the days are coming when I will restore the fortunes of my people, Israel and Judah. In other words, I'm bringing you back together. Israel's already departed. Judah is departing now. I'm going to bring everybody back together. And when I bring everybody back together, I'm sending a forever king from the line of David, Jesus. So Jeremiah is continuing to direct the people, even in this exile, that God was making a way for us to have relationship with him again. Warnings had come from the prophets for decades, and God patiently waited for his people to turn from their sin. He waited, just like we know from our memory verse. God is waiting. He wants everyone to have the opportunity to know and to worship him. And although he was angry with the people's sin, he still loved them and provided the prophet Jeremiah to warn them about what was happening, just like God said would happen. In other words, the consequences of sin is never fun. We're not going to enjoy the consequence of sin, and we shouldn't enjoy the consequence of sin. In fact, sometimes maybe the waiting is because it's a consequence of sin, right? The waiting for whatever God has next for us is the consequence of sin. So as you get into your small group activity today, your social activity, you have your bear and your monkey, and you're going to get your kids in a circle, and kids on this side, one kid on this side of the circle is going to get a monkey, and one kid on this side of the circle is going to get a bear, but everybody's going to get to touch them. What you're going to do is ask the kids to pass the animals around, and you probably want to give them this instruction to pass it so we don't have flying animals, to pass the animals around until the monkey catches up to the bear. In your lesson today, it says that one of them is the farmer and one of them is the bunny. If you want to designate that, that's okay. Or you could just change all the words in there, and one is the bear and one is the monkey. There is no correlation between this game and what we are teaching in our Bible story today. These games are meant for fun, for you to break the ice with your kids, to build relationship with your kids, to have something to do to fill time if you needed something to fill time until parents come and pick their kids up again from us. Then your small group activity, you're going to get to be a little creative today and encourage the kids to put their thinking caps on to help be creative with you. So what you're going to do is come up with silly laws that have silly punishments. And there's some examples here. Like one could be everyone must dye his or her hair green. And if you don't dye your hair green, then you have to shave your head. Or walking is outlawed in favor of skipping. So if anybody walks, they are breaking the law, and if they break the law, their shoes will be taken away. So see if you can come up with a list of fun things that you could make as your laws, and what would you, after you make your law, what is the punishment for your law? All of this is to help kids see that God's laws mean something, just like our code means something with what we do in small group. You may want to point that out to them. God's laws were not necessarily a laughing matter, although we made this a joke today. It was a way to make a point. Today we learned what happened to God's people because of their sin. Judah ignored God's prophets and was captured. Although that looked like a terrible situation, God was using it for good to discipline his people and even to spread news of his power to people who did not love him. Jesus' death also looked like a sad mess, but through it, God made the way for sinners to be saved. Then you have your memory verse poster where you go through your memory verse. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance. 2 Peter 3:9. And then you can pray with your kids and send them home. Thank you so much for leading with kids. I wish you a happy Thanksgiving this week. Be on the lookout for Christmas activities going on around Parkway. You're going to want to put December 18th on your calendar. That's our family Christmas celebration. I'll see you guys soon.